postseason. Chicago will host Calgary. Detroit's opponent yet to be determined. Meanwhile, Andrew Ladd scores there, his 15th of the year. Blackhawks up 1-0, and then Jonathan Taves. This is concerning here for Detroit fans. They came in having lost 5 of their last 7. Here they see their team down 2-0, and then Dave Ballin, the power play goal. Red Wings have lost 6 of 8 going into the postseason. Blackhawks win 3-0.
There's been some great pitching around the major leagues today, including in Oakland on both sides. Eric Bedard went 8 1/3 scoreless innings for the Mariners. He allowed just 3 hits. He struck out 7 to get his first win of the season. He beat Trevor Cahill, who had a no-hitter going until the 7th inning.
And then Randy Wolf for the Dodgers. 1 run and 2 hits allowed in 7 innings of work for them as they have closed out the Diamondbacks now 3-1.
Johan Santana, Josh Johnson, Kyle Loesch, Aaron Harang, all great days, all about to be documented on Baseball Tonight.
That's right. That's next. Cubs and Brewers after that at 8 Eastern time. Bye-bye. Talk to you soon.
Baseball Tonight is driven by Chevy.
Hey there, welcome to the broadcast. It's Baseball Tonight here for the full hour. Steve Berthiaume, bookended by Hall of Famers. Dave Winfield on one end, Peter Gammons on the other, and in the middle, ladies and gentlemen, the Emmy-nominated John Kruk,
I'd rather be a Hall of
Famer. I tell you what, we start with a very eventful first full Sunday of the Major League season, none more so than in Anaheim, where the Red Sox and Angels got into a serious altercation with Josh Beckett on the mound against Anaheim. Bottom 1. 1 on, 1 out. Bobby Abreu was the hitter. Beckett takes a while to throw the pitch. The home plate umpire, Paul Schreiber, calls timeout late, but Beckett throws it anyway and right at Abreu's head. Look at Torrey Hunter in the dugout, and this is when it really gets ugly as Beckett steps toward Abreu. Now, normally, we see the batter come out. This time, it was the pitcher that came toward the plate.
And why wouldn't the pitcher get ejected on that?
I have a feeling we'll be discussing that coming up shortly.
I think we should.
Mike Scioscia went out there and wanted to know exactly that, Truckee, and he got into it with Beckett and then Red Sox pitching coach John Farrell. Kevin Youkilis leading off the second. Dustin Mosley misses. Joe West, who was responsible for much of the ejections, adds another one to the list. So there you go for the Umpire Ejection Fantasy League. Mike Scioscia. Joe West, by the way, #1 overall pick. Later in the at-bat, Youkilis, his first of the year, 1-0 Boston. Next up, J.D. Drew. Second pitch of the at-bat. This off Dustin Mosley. They go back-to-back. First for Drew, it's 2-0.
A pitch is out over the plate where those guys like it. He'll calm it down, though.
Bottom 3, Angels down 2-1. 2 on, 1 out of Abreu. He's up there again. Here's a little payback. This makes it 3-2 Angels.
A lot of emotion in this game, I'm telling you.
8th inning, Scott Shields has a 1-run lead. After walking the bases loaded, he's got a big out to get here. It's Mike Lowell. To third. That is the second out of the inning. It's going to be up to the Red Sox captain, Jason Varitek. First pitch from Shields. Center field. Shields is out of a huge jam.
Well, even though Torrey Hunter got thrown out of the game, a Gold Glove defender, they brought in another Gold Glove defender in Gary Matthews Jr.
Hideki Okajima for the 8th. It's Vlad, the solo shot. Now it's 5-3. Here's the 9th inning. Fuentes shuts the door. And the Angels take 2 of 3 in the series. They won Friday, they win here Sunday. Keep in mind that Boston has knocked the Angels out of the playoffs in 3 of the last 5 seasons. This was the rubber game. The Red Sox have not won a series at Angel Stadium since August of 2006. All right, men, now the question became, when the whole incident between Beckett and Abreu started, Beckett came to the set, and he was there for an awfully, awfully long time.
He was holding Figgins.
Yeah. Figgins was on second base, but so long we actually put a clock on it just to see how long it was.
Yeah, we counted. It was about 11 seconds. And normally a pitcher will stay in the set position maybe 2 to 3, 4 seconds. But he waited about 11 seconds. Abreu at some point finally said, hey, time out. You'll see the umpire raise his hand in a moment.
Peter's right. He checked Figgins twice at least back there. We're at 10+ seconds here.
You could run the 100 yards.
11.5 seconds.
You run 100 meters in that.
You could.
And then did you see that throw? About 94, up too close.
What do we think of the throw?
Unnecessary.
Well, Jason Varitek was set up outside.
It's very unnecessary. You know, I understand emotions can run high in a game, but, you know, my thing with this is Bobby Abreu called timeout. That doesn't mean he has to be granted that timeout. The umpire has to grant the timeout. So, you know, why I don't understand why pitchers get mad at the hitters. All they can do is request. They should get mad at the umpire for calling if they're going to get mad at someone. And then Josh Beckett comes to home plate to go after Bobby Abreu. He should have been ejected, because if Bobby Abreu would have went that far toward the mound, he would have been ejected from the game. Why does the pitcher get the free pass to come to the mound?
Well, to your point, I think that's exactly what Mike Scioscia was talking about as the altercation escalated. Scioscia, really, he went after Josh Beckett, not in a physical way, but certainly very confrontational. And then Peter, pitching coach John Farrell steps in, and Scioscia is really going toe-to-toe here.
Well, yes, but what happened here? I'm talking to one of the participants, said, look, they all came out. Jason Varitek, Euclid, guys had it pretty well under control. Then Joe West, who wasn't actually originally involved, started yelling at the Angels about get off the field.
Yeah, Joe West is the crew chief, but Paul Schreiber had home plate.
So the Angels, Mike Scioscia and Torrey Hunter were saying, wait a minute, it's our field. Get the Red Sox off the field, too. And they got in a little bit heated, and there was some ill-advised language for Joe West, and that's what got Torrey Hunter thrown out of the game, got Justin Spire thrown out of the game. They got Mickey Hatcher thrown out of the game, and that's why Scioscia came back in the second and said, he forgot to throw me out, so he threw him out.
This was a little bit of a sideshow. The real altercation after Torrey Hunter was off there was really Scioscia trying to think, I get, John, what your question was, why is Josh Beckett still in the game?
Yeah, it's amazing to me because, you know, anytime, like I said, if a hitter goes past the dirt to the grass, they will throw him out of the game. If I'm here in the box
and I come out to Beckett or whoever's on the mound, if I step out more than here, I'm gone. Right?
If Bobby Abreu would have went out that far pointing and yelling like Beckett was doing to Abreu, he's run, immediately run. But the pitchers, and we've seen it a few times, where a pitcher will come back towards home plate and nothing happens to him. They get to stay in the game. I understand Josh Beckett pitches on emotion, and he should, because that's when he's at his best. But his emotions took him too far today, and he should have been ejected from the game.
So, Peter, in your discussions, things probably would have calmed down had one of the umpires not sort of amped it up a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, that was, the feeling was that this thing was just got out of control because of the umpire. And it's too bad because, I mean, I was told that Varitek, Euclid, guys like that had this thing under control. I mean, listen, there was a lot of emotion. The Angels were very emotional this weekend, too. I mean,
but there was nothing physical. There was nothing, no blows exchanged. It was just words.
Nobody was going to throw a punch at anyone.
For 4 people to get thrown out of a game when not one punch was thrown or not one person was thrown to the ground, to me, is unfathomable. I don't understand.
You're right, especially considering what the Angels have been through emotionally this week. Tensions on their side of the dugout certainly were high. It looked like everyone was going to calm down, and then it sort of escalated until there were several people thrown out of the game. We will show you why. The pitcher to watch this year in the National League may not be this man, Johan Santana. It may be the Marlins' Josh Johnson. Crucky breaks it down for us. Also, how's this? Count them, 1, 2, 3. A triple play, the first of the year. And can Crucky's pick to get to the World Series at least win one game? The Tribe update on the way.
Baseball Tonight is driven by Chevy, an American revolution.
Everyone thinks imports are the safe bet.
Well, everyone should know that Chevy backs their quality with the best coverage in America, including a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Everyone must have missed that.
It's 40,000 more miles than Toyota and Honda.
Everyone got some bad information.
I think it's time for everyone to take another look. Introducing Chevy Total Confidence. No one covers you better. Not Toyota, not Honda, not anyone. Go to ChevyConfidence.com for program details.
Dude, who uses a body wash to get clean?
This won't increase my ability to mate.
It's gonna make the ladies want to smell me. Just put their nose and just
Finally, a body wash for grown-ups. Nivea for Men body wash has a fresh, subtle scent and is good for your skin. Works for me. Nivea for Men, what men want.
How does Miller Lite get all that great Pilsner taste? We add the hops not once, not twice, but 3 times during the brewing process, instead of all at once. Triple hops brewed Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
You're watching Baseball Tonight, driven by Chevy.
And welcome back to Baseball Tonight. Steve Berthume, Dave Winfield, John Kruk, and Peter Gammons along the way. We're going to talk about some of the dominant pitchers in the National League. Certainly guys that look dominant today. But, Peter, a name we haven't mentioned in a while Aaron Harang.
Well, in 2006 and 2007, he was in the top 3 in the National League in wins, strikeouts, innings pitched. Last 4 months last year, he struggled. This spring, he's back.
He is back today. He was on the mound against the Pirates, and here is Aaron Harang having a great day, top 6, facing Ian Snell. All right. Niger Morgan and Freddie Sanchez, ring him up. He is painting at this point. Cincinnati up 2-0 in the 8th. Edwin Encarnacion facing Jesse Chavez. Jack Wilson throws to Freddie Sanchez at second. Adam LaRoche, that's the 6-4-3 triple play, and here it is. Not the most exciting triple play ever. They double up a couple of guys, but it goes in the books as a triple.
Well, that's one of the risks you have when you put the hit and run on, especially with 2 guys on base. You know, you put the runners in motion, this could happen.
Top 9th, Harang gets Nate McLouth. A 3-hitter for Aaron Harang. Faced just 2 over the minimum. It's his 6th career shutout, 108 pitches, 80 for strikes. He looked very good.
He is. His breaking ball is so much better than it was last year.
Reds now leave town for their longest road trip of the season, 10 games in 11 days. They will go to Milwaukee, Houston, and Chicago. All right, here's the Astros and the Cardinals now. Kyle Loge. This guy was a pitching story today. First pitch of the game, Kaz Matsui for the Astros. It's a base hit. Okay, first pitch, gets a base hit. Kyle Loge retired the next 24 he faced. Wow. Skip Schumacher. Look at the catch there to take a base hit away from Jeff Blum. Is that going to work out, Schumacher at second?
Well, I hope so. I know one thing. If it doesn't, it won't be for lack of effort.
Cardinals up 3-0 in the 7th, Hunter Pence. The gap in right center, Colby Rasmus, Ryan Ludwig, watch out! It looks like they pretty much had decelerated by the time they...
It's the last thing the Cardinals need is one of those 2 going out with an injury.
Loge had retired 19 in a row to that point. Top 9, Michael Bourne. There it is, 24 straight until Bourne's hit right there. From the first pitch of the game to that base hit. It's Lance Kirkman to fly out, Big Puma. Kyle Loge retires 24 straight. He settles for the 3-hitter. His 5th career shutout and first since May of 2007. He surprised them last year with something of a comeback season. Maybe we're in line for another one here. He's 2-0.
In 2007, though, he did pitch well for the Phillies down the stretch to help them get in the postseason, and he just carried it into 2008.
And it's great to see a lot of pitchers pitching late into the game. It's no longer 5 and fly or
old school, baby.
Yeah, exactly. They don't trust the middle relievers anymore.
Astros have lost 4 straight. They've opened 1-5. They've scored only 16 runs. They are looking for offense to see for Cooper in Houston. All right, here was one of the premier pitching matchups we were taking a look at. The Mets and Marlins in Florida. Johan Santana, 5-0 career against the Fish, 10-0 in his last 18 starts overall. Josh Johnson, remember this name, 4-0 career against the Mets, and moving up on the list of best young pitchers in baseball. Let's show you why. Santana of the Mets had not lost since June 28th of last year against the Yankees. Wes Helms, here's the changeup, and this is the signature pitch from him, and he can't hold up. Dan Uggla, swing and a miss. Cody Ross. Now they're loving Daniel Murphy and Met Land. There's bobbleheads, they're bidding, the whole thing. This was his first awkward moment. Jeremy Hermida scores, that's an unearned run. And it would prove to be a big one in the game.
I don't know if Mr. Winfield's done it, but pretty much everyone else has, and it's going to happen sooner or later.
Ronnie Paulino, the next hitter, and sure enough, it's a base knock. Ross scores. Murphy, he knows he let one get away there. They're down 2-0. And here is Josh Johnson. 5th inning, taking over. Carlos Beltran. Look at the location, right down. John Kruk talks about that in just a moment. In the 7th, it's the 1-6-3. Johnson, the shutout through 8. 9th inning we go, and as Dave said, he's still in there. 2 outs, 2 strikes. Delgado did not get the call. That would have ended the game. Instead, Delgado stays alive. What do you think?
Usually you get a hit right after that.
Beltran, sure enough. Delgado, double. Mets bring the tying run to the plate. It is Beltran. It gets through. Delgado scores, and there goes the shutout. They almost knocked it down. Mets cut the lead to 2-1. Johnson, though, going to try and stay in and finish.
Look at the confidence they have in that young man.
113 pitches, 7 strikeouts.
Great composure.
1 walk, a 5-hitter. I mean, that is getting it done.
Pitcher's duel. Heir apparent.
Nice. Just Josh Johnson's second complete game in 45 starts. He retired 15 straight at one point. Johan Santana, despite 13 strikeouts, takes his first loss since last June 28th. Marlins closed their season-opening homestand by winning 5 of 6, the best start in franchise history, as Josh Johnson gets to 2-0.
Damn.
And joining us now on the Travelers Hotline is Josh Johnson. Josh, Dave Winfield just said it, old school. Did you really want to finish this thing up yourself?
Oh, 100%. I was, as soon as that last batter came up, and I was saying to myself that I'm going to close this one out right here.
You know, much of the discussion, Josh, in this division, you know, it's usually Mets and Phillies and Jimmy Rollins and the Mets go back and forth. We're the team to beat. Are the Marlins the team to beat in the division this year?
You know, we get overlooked, and we're okay with that. I mean, we're kind of used to that. Every year it seems like, you know, it's Mets and Phillies, and it should be. They have great lineups and stuff, but I think we're going to surprise some people this year. I mean, we've been doing it so far, and we have a great team, and we have a little bit of speed this year, which is different than normal.
Josh, in just a couple of minutes, John Kruk is going to break down a tape for us of how you are able to be a power pitcher and be so effective throwing the ball down in the zone. How do you keep it so low?
Just using my leverage. I just got to be able to get over top of my front arm, and just hoping that I'll be down in the zone. That's kind of what our pitching coach Mark Wiley preaches, is throwing the fastball downhill. That's what we call it.
Josh, thanks for joining us. We'll be watching you all year. Hope to talk to you again soon here on Baseball Tonight. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Peter, I know that this was your guy. This was your pick to win the Cy Young, right, Josh Johnson?
Well, it was, and it's funny. In his first start, I got 2 text messages from scouts who were at the game. They had the usual 94 to 97, 94-mile-an-hour cutter, great slider, but they both said, you know, you're right. He is going to win the Cy Young.
Peter, thanks very much. Now, John Kruk has been breaking down that tape. Krucky, what do you have?
Yeah, thanks, Steve. You know, Josh Johnson is one of the special ones, and what makes him so special, you hear announcers and you hear former players talk about, you know, pitchers changing the eye level. Well, at 6'6", Josh Johnson's already changed the eye level just by standing on the mound. But unlike most tall pitchers, he gets you out down in the strike zone with 95 to 97-mile-an-hour gas. And this is how he does it. Look at his pitch chart in today's game against the New York Mets. 58 total pitches from the knees or below. That is why he had so much success against the Mets today and got the big win against Johan Santana. But again, Josh Johnson, the way he attacked David Wright today, this is what makes it difficult, because not only does he keep the ball down, he doesn't fall into patterns. We talked about 96, 97. What we didn't talk about was a great breaking ball. Here's David Wright's first at bat, 96 mile an hour on a 2-2 pitch, down the middle, gets David Wright swinging. Well, David Wright's a smart hitter. Okay, 2-2, my first at bat, he threw me the fastball. Watch the hip fly out. Josh Johnson throws him the breaking ball, changing the pattern to David Wright. The height, the velocity, the control that he has, and the fact that he doesn't fall into patterns is what's going to make him so difficult to hit. And Peter Gammon said it. He has a chance to be a Cy Young Award winner this year. And if he keeps pitching like that, he's going to win it. Back to you, Steve.
All right, Krucky, thanks very much. Look who's on the mound for the Yankees in Kansas City. Java. How would he look today? Mixed results from the Yankee pitching staff. We'll explain in a moment. And a report from Milwaukee with the Brew Crew and Cubs are getting ready to meet on ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball. We're back after this.
I want to discuss something important.
Is it about New Orleans football?
You know it. You're listening to the St. Stephen's Show with me and St. Bernard.
Where you at? Who dat?
I have a question about Carolina.
Who dat? Drew Brees!
Oh, yeah.
Stuck in a bad relationship with sports radio? Switch to ESPN Radio for the best sports on the dial.
All right. Who's that? Dirk Nowitzki.
No, you're good. Okay, who's this?
Kerry Strug?
No way. Dude wins every night. Yeah. Every game. Every time. And then, cues down. Where does he go?
And here.
His old man. The original master. Every trick, every week.
Your turn.
For years. For every king, a mentor. For every king, a crown. Crown Royal. Please drink responsibly.
Now when you buy the 4 select Bridgestone tires you need, You'll receive up to a $100 Bridgestone Visa prepaid card by mail you can use to buy, well, whatever you want. For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
When Old Spice asked me to try Livewire, I was like, why Old Spice? Because it's two things. And I'm two things. That's two thingsism.
Nobody wants to work late, but Vitamin Water 10 just hit the market. It's 10 calories per serving, it's packed with vitamins, and it's naturally sweetened. Natural? Come on. I'm Mother Nature. We need to take back our competitive edge. We will work all night if we have to.
Can we maybe order some takeout first? 'Cause...
Yes. Oh.
10 calories per serving, naturally sweetened, great taste. New Vitamin Water 10. It's one up to nature.
The NFL Draft on ESPN. Access to the most in-depth analysis and insight behind the best available players. The upside.
Sanchez. He can make all the NFL throws, has accuracy on the move.
The high motor.
Orakpo. Super athletic and incredibly strong.
The game changer.
Stafford has a rocket arm and can make all the throws that no one else can.
When your team's future's on the clock, we've got you covered.
The NFL Draft on ESPN, presented by Coors Light, begins Saturday, April 25th at 4 p.m.
Why don't they ever show the bottom of the tractor? Like the industry's thickest steel frame. The deck, built by aerospace engineers for the perfect cut. The best-in-class turning radius, that cuts mowing time. Maybe they don't show it because they have nothing to show. The new Cub Cadet Series 1000. It redefines lawn tractors from the bottom up. With 0% financing, now's the time to buy a Cub Cadet. Visit your Cub Cadet retailer today.
We're in challenging economic times. Today more than ever, you need to spend wisely. At Cartridge World, our only business is printer cartridges, so your printer cartridge will be done right first time, guaranteed. Don't spend money on new cartridges when you can have your existing cartridges filled at a fraction of the cost. Our vast experience ensures that your cartridges will perform like the originals, 100% guaranteed. Cartridge World is where you save money and time. Color your world with Cartridge World.
Welcome back to Baseball Tonight, driven by Chevy.
Following Baseball Tonight is the Brewers and Cubs from Miller Park. Ryan Dempster, 8-1 lifetime against Milwaukee. The Brewers go with their opening day starter, Jeff Soup, on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Steve Phillips and Joe Morgan.
Thanks, Steve. Happy Easter to everybody back there. Happy Easter to Joe Morgan.
Same to you.
Steve Phillips here with you at Miller Park here in Milwaukee as the Chicago Cubs, Milwaukee Brewers play the rubber game of this three-game set. And, you know, Joe, the 2008 season ended in a major disappointment for the Chicago Cubs. It's been 101 years since they won a World Series championship. How much pressure do they have on them now? Because great expectations in 09 as well.
Well, in 2003, they were 8 outs away, Dusty and the Cubs, getting to the World Series. Since that time, I think the Cubs have felt like they're going to make the World Series every year. Lou Piniella's come in. He's gotten them to the playoffs each year, but they've been knocked out in the first round. I don't think anything's going to satisfy the Cub fans this year except the World Series appearance. So there's a lot of pressure in Chicago.
Well, a big part of their success is going to rely upon their starting pitcher. Ryan Dempster on the mound today. Last year in 5 starts against Milwaukee Brewers, he went 4-0, and he did it by dominating the right-handed hitters for the Milwaukee Brewers. They could not hit his fastball and that outstanding slider. Look for him to use those in the game tonight. Ken Maka, to counter the Dempster slider, has gone with adding a couple of left-handed bats to the lineup. Craig Counsell getting the start at third base in place of Bill Hall, who was 0 for 9 against Dempster last year. And Chris Duffy, left-handed hitter, getting the start in center field, replacing Mike Cameron, who was 0 for 10 against Dempster last year. So the Brewers trying to generate some offense. For the Milwaukee Brewers, they made the playoffs last year for the first time since 1982. And a lot of things went right last year. One of the key players for them is Prince Fielder. His big bat and leadership for him become an important thing as well. What do you expect from Fielder this year?
Well, they expect him to go back to the 50 home runs, Fielder. But you got to think about, when you think about Milwaukee, this is what you look at. They have 5 guys that hit over 20 home runs. Cecil Fielder, I say Cecil every time, Fielder, Braun, of course, Hart, Cameron, and Hardy all hit over 20 home runs, with Fielder and Braun hitting 37 and 34. But the real problem they have, they scored, all of their runs come on home runs. 45% of their runs come on home runs. Last year they were 4th. They had 750 home runs. 750 runs scored, and they were 7th in the league. So they're going to have to hit better with runners in scoring position other than just hitting the ball out of the ballpark.
Well, Prince Fielder back, and he's one of the consistent pieces, but a lot of changes for the Brewers. They lost CeCe Sabathia. They lost Ben Sheets. Jeff Suppan on the hill tonight. They're looking for him to be the leader of this staff and keep them in the game. A new pitching coach, Bill Castro, replacing Mike Maddox. A new manager. So many changes, despite the fact the everyday lineup's still there. The Brewers trying to put this team together on the fly, learning each other, trying to improve, and trying to keep pace with the Chicago Cubs. We get ready here in less than an hour. First pitch, Cubs-Brewers. Back to you, Steve.
And welcome back to Baseball Tonight. Steve Berthume, Dave Winfield, John Kruk, and Peter Gammons along the way. Now somebody, we mentioned this earlier, picked the Cleveland Indians to go a long way this year.
Let me tell you something, too. I was jumping off the bandwagon if they didn't win on Sunday. I was jumping.
They hadn't
Head first into the mud.
They hadn't won all year, 0-5 for the first time since '85. If they didn't beat the Blue Jays Sunday, it would be 0-6 for the first time since 1914. David Percy struck out 10 and 4 2/3 for the Jays. Sean Camp, bases loaded against, here's Trevor Crowe. There it is, first Major League hit, 5-1 Tribe.
Thank you. Nice player.
Alex Rios facing Anthony Reyes. Boy, Anthony Reyes pitched well. Didn't get help here from Shin-Soo Choo. Look at that. Oh, we saw that happen to Murphy and now Choo.
A lot of sun out Sunday.
Beautiful, bright Easter Sunday. Travis Hafner.
3 home runs and another ball off the top of a fence in the first week. That's a good sign.
So far, it looks like he's back. His third of the year, Indians up 7-4. Kerry Wood facing a former teammate Michael Barrett in the 9th, up 8-4. Got him. Wood struck out to the side here. So, Crocky, Indians are on the board. They can still pull this thing out for you.
Non-save situation, but you got to bring Kerry Wood in and lock down that first one. Don't worry about Monday.
More pitching help may be on the way. Jake Westbrook recovering from Tommy John, on track to possibly return in midseason. Adam Miller could be pitching the minors again soon, Peter, following finger surgery, so help may be on the way.
Yeah, and for Scott Lewis, they're going to bring up John Laffey, who I thought was going to be pretty good a couple of years ago, so we'll see.
Cleveland's win leaves the Nationals as the only winless team in the Major League. The Yankees and the Royals in KC. Look who's on the mound. Java, here we go.
5 innings every start.
Playing in the outfield with his young son, Carter.
Not a good sign when your son's turning on you.
Well, you know what he's doing? He's bursting his bubble.
Yeah.
Royals would burst Chamberlain's bubble. Bottom 3. John Buck. His first, it's 1-1. Well, the Royals have just really struggled to get some offense all season long. Got a little bit there when they needed it. Nick Swisher. Swinging at the Gil Mesh pitch. Can't hit it. Mesh, 6 Ks and 7. Here's Alberto Callaspo. Swisher, Cano, David DeJesus. That's an error on Swisher.
Tried to make the decision on where to go before he had the ball in his hand.
Yankees down 3-2 seconds.
Mike Jacobs returned the favor.
Off under Jacobs' glove, they say it's an error. Matsui would score, it's 3-3. Yankees would lead 4-3 in the 8th inning. Phil Koch is in. Now, this is going to become an issue with the bullpen. 8th inning, it got away from them. They had a lead. Obviously, they can't go to Java. He started the game. This ties it at 4. Pena doubles in. Pena. Callaspo. It's a blooper. Orioles now lead 5-4. Now, they don't have Java in the 8th. Damaso Marte got 2 outs in the inning. Jose Veras walked Billy Butler. Then Phil Koch gave up the double to Pena, and that was pretty much it. Buck down the left field line. Callaspo scores. Royals win 6-4. They avoid a 3-game sweep.
They are no longer pushovers.
I tell you what, now with Joaquin Soria closing third save, he struck out the side in the 9th.
Yeah, Soria has been really good, and so has Juan Cruz. Been great.
Now, Java allowed only 2 earned on 4 hits and 6. Walked 1, struck out 5, hit 2 guys. But again, the 8th inning, when he could have gone Java, Mariano, 1-run lead, they can't do that, and it got away from him. Disappointing enough. All right. It's an issue. Rays and Orioles. 2 on, 2 out in the 4th inning. Carl Crawford is your hitter. Single to center. The 1 hop. Now, Adam Jones. Look at the throw from Adam Jones. Gabe Gross was on third, and he's thrown out at home. Chad Moeller, what a play to block the plate. Got him.
Have you ever seen that? A base hit to the outfield, can't score from third.
Never.
Longoria is on deck, doesn't give Gross the slide signal.
And that's the thing. He probably wasn't anticipating a throw, but you still have to slide right there and take the catcher's leg out.
Bottom 6, James Shields gets Brian Roberts. In the 7th, Aubrey Huff. Shields 3 hits and 7. Wow.
Shields wasn't concerned with that 1 run.
Evan Longoria
He is on fire. This man's hitting over 400, 480, I believe. That's his 5th home run of the year. He is right in the heart of that batting order, and these guys finally, Tampa finally broke out today.
Yeah,
11 runs.
With 17 hits, 7 innings of 3-hit ball from James Shields. That's a pretty good combination. Rays finished 3-3 on their season opening trip. Tampa hosts the Yankees in their home opener Monday night. Longoria, 5 straight multi-hit games, at least 1 RBI in 5 of his 6 starts. 5 homers in the first 6 games for the team. A-Rod, the last guy to do that a couple of years ago. Remember Chris Shelton? He had 5 homers in the Tigers' first 6 games in 2006, Bonds in 2002, and both Carlos Delgado and Luis Gonzalez in 2001 also hit 5 in their first 6 games. Due up on the program, little West Coast swing. We'll check out Manny for the Dodgers and Tim Lincecum for the Giants. Not so good. And also, the first Diamond Cuts of the year is queued up and ready to go. Baseball Tonight returns in a moment.
I'm going to learn to surf.
So you're a fighter?
Nah, professional. In this kind of fight, there's no refs. There's no rules. Win, you get paid.
Go make some money.
You lose, and you ain't nobody. My whole life I've been nothing. I ain't going back to that. So you think I'm crazy now?
Fighting, rated PG-13, in theaters April 24th.
Can you see a video about making paella?
Best paella and a few easy steps.
Notify your entire family about paella night. And receive their immediate feedback.
Hey, Mom, I don't know what paella is, but I'm not eating it, ever.
You can now. You can even make backup plans.
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Introducing the Verizon Hub, the home phone, reinvented.
See, the high life is about celebrating, not separating. We coming for your VIPs, and we ain't the paparazzi. We looking for the little fuzzy rope. How you doing? Yeah, we're not on that. I can guarantee that. Excuse us. Thank you so much. Paying extra money so other people can't sit next to you. You know where I come from. We party together with a good, honest beer at a tasty price. Fuzzy rope to make y'all feel more important. Common sense ain't on the guest list. These people know how to do it. That's it. Hey!
The story of Tim Lincecum begins in the backyard. Dad, son, and a pitcher's mound. Dad taught him that astonishing delivery by doing things like placing a dollar bill on the ground to make sure he'd follow through.
3-2 pitch.
Tim's followed through all right.
And Tim Lincecum gets it done.
It's no freak show. It's a story that just keeps getting better. This is beyond dedication. This is beyond baseball.
This land belongs to all of us. It's home to you and me.
At MidAmerican, we're committed to renewable energy. That's why right here in the Midwest, we've built one of the world's largest networks of wind turbines.
We need clean energy today.
We care about the environment and you, and will continue to do so.
For a better environment tomorrow.
Obsessively, relentlessly,
MidAmerican Energy.
As an expert in things that are sold by the dozen, I'd like to tell you about Super Sampler. You'll get $12 worth of tickets, Powerball with Power Play, and Hot Lotto Sizzler. But you'll only pay 10 bucks. Just ask your Iowa Lottery retailer for Super Sampler and save $2. That ain't chicken feed, folks. Speaking of, time for a snack. Save my seat, will ya? Woohoo!
People think that Honda is always the most fuel-efficient choice. Well, the Chevy Cobalt XFE has better highway mileage than a comparable Honda Civic. The Chevy Traverse has better mileage than a Honda Pilot. And Chevy Malibu has better mileage than Accord. However, Honda does make something that we just can't compete with. Introducing Chevy Total Confidence. No one covers you better. Not Toyota, not Honda, not anyone. Go to ChevyConfidence.com for program details.
Baseball Tonight, Chevy Clubhouse. Brought to you by Chevy, an American revolution.
Welcome back to baseball tonight here in the Chevy Clubhouse with our Hall of Famer Peter Gammons. And Peter, Tom Glavine making a rehab start, or a comeback start, if you will, for the Braves AA team in Mississippi. Was supposed to throw about 60 pitches, threw only 36. What happened?
Well, 2 innings. He had a little bit of shoulder weakness pitching from Mississippi, so was supposed to pitch next Saturday. That's very doubtful at this point, so it'll be interesting to see whether it's Jojo Reyes, who had a great spring, or, you know, it could be Tommy Hanson, the phenom, who went 4 1/3 scoreless innings in his first outing in AAA. And this is a tough comeback for Glavine. It may take a little bit longer. He's got to fight through a few things, so the Braves are well armed to take his place.
Because with Glavine, you're talking the elbow surgery, and there was a shoulder issue as well, right?
Yes.
Now, the Diamondbacks have an issue with Brandon Webb. He's disabled, 15-day.
Well, both Webb's people and the Diamondbacks say it isn't that bad. He's going to throw on the side. He can come back off the disabled list in 6 or 7 days. I think they're going to take this very cautious, but they don't think there's any long-term problem here. They eventually, you know, within a few weeks, will be back to normal. So they do get Max Scherzer back this week, so they hope they can make it through.
15-day DL tightness in his pitching shoulder. That's what they're saying so far about Brandon Webb. Kerry Wood. Maybe this will work out after all. I mean, you know, it was the game, a lot of offense in the game, but certainly they liked what they saw.
One of the really good things we saw today. He was 95-96 in a 9-pitch, 3-strikeout 9th inning to close out the Indians game. Very good cutter, curveball. I mean, Wood has been throwing the ball really well. And remember, Jensen Lewis, who was so good 2 years ago, and was good at the end of last year, was up to 93 today. While the Indians struggle with their starting rotation, their bullpen looks like it's starting to come together. They pitched very well 3 innings today.
Peter, thanks very much.
Thank you, Steve.
Dodgers now. Let's do Manny being Manny. Here is Joe Torre's Dodgers at Chase Field in Arizona. This was a very controversial play. Randy Wolf at the plate, facing Danny Herron, 2nd inning, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Wolf lines out to Herron for the 2nd out. Throws to Felipe Lopez, who tags Juan Pierre. That's a double play to end the inning. During the middle of the 2nd, Bob Melvin out on the field about a discussion about the run scoring. Now, you'll notice here in the double box replay, Andre Ethier does not tag up from 3rd. He scores before Felipe Lopez tags Juan Pierre, scored before he tagged him. Now, if Lopez had tagged the bag instead of the runner, Ethier would not have scored in time. They also cannot appeal the play now because they came off the field to end the inning. Since Ethier didn't tag, the Diamondbacks had an opportunity to appeal at 3rd, but they did not before they went into the dugout, and once you go into the dugout, that's it. You cannot appeal. So the run score is tied at 1. Herron, Loney, top 3, base hit. Rafael Furcal scores, 2-1 Dodgers. Top 9, Matt Kemp, John Roush. Kemp down the line up 2-1. This will add an insurance run. It's Russell Martin. He scores, and the Dodgers end up with a 3-1 win at Chase Field in Arizona. Manny Ramirez finishes 1 for 2 with 2 walks. Wolf the win. 2 hits in 7 from Randy Wolf. Impressive.
That's just what the Dodgers needed. Short on starting pitch. They pick up Randy Wolf. Gives them a great outing today.
And, Peter, how about this? With Brandon Webb going on the 15-day DL, Danny Herron is on too.
Yeah, their pitching is a concern to start with.
Here is Manny Ramirez. Manny being Manny is only 286 through the first 7 games this year with the Dodgers. No home runs, only 4 RBIs. Did we get spoiled last year?
He'll pick it up. He missed a lot of spring training and negotiations, and he'll be fine.
That is Manny. So far, it has not been Manny being Manny. Giants and Padres, Tim Lincecum trying to rebound after a shaky opening day start when Dave Winfield, he lasted only 3 innings. Bottom 1, he had it going, gets Brian Giles with the off-speed. Top 2, Pablo Sandoval. Adrian Gonzalez, the diving stop. Chris Young. Lincecum, bases loaded, 2 outs, needs the big pitch here. What are we going to throw? How about off-speed pitch here with the bases full? Young is the hitter. Scoreless after 2. But Lincecum had some problems in the 3rd. Remember, Dave, he didn't get out of the 3rd last time, or only went 3. Runner on 3rd, 2 outs. Adrian Gonzalez. Freddie Lewis didn't get a great jump. Lincecum fired up, but hold on. Did he trap the ball?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Padres up 1-0. Run scores. Next up, Chase Headley. Boom. Well, that looked just straight and hanging there, no?
It is. I'll tell you a little bit more about it, but that's where he fell behind on the count, and then he got his fastball over the middle, and everybody jumped on it.
Second homer of the season. It's 3-0. Still in the inning. Remember, they just can't get out of this inning. Nick Hundley over the head of Lewis. Kuzmanoff gets to 3rd. Hundley on 2nd. And again, Lewis Didn't really get a great jump.
No, he didn't. And it looks like the Padres' breakout game. They've gotten more hits off Tim than just about anyone.
Now they got 2 in scoring position with the fielding troubles. Lincecum gets Young to ground out to second, who ended after an intentional walk loaded him. Lincecum 4 earned on 10 hits in 5 1/3. Wow. Travis Ishikawa, Giles chasing it down. He's got a bunch of web gems over there in that corner this weekend. Giants win here, a 6-1. Tim Lincecum, 4 earned, 10 hits in less than 6 innings, did strike out 5. Padres, Dave Winfield, your Padres are 5-2 with 13 hits.
They're hot. They're hot. But Lincecum last year was reversed. Usually he'd strike out about 10 and walk maybe.
We got the hits and the strikeouts backwards.
Exactly.
Cy Yuck? Well, that's a little harsh. Lincecum is 0-1. Cliff Lee is 0-2. These are your defending Cy Young winners in each league. So far, both of them have ERAs near 10 in 2 starts. Wow. All right, Dave, I know you were watching the game. Tim Lincecum against your Padres. What did you see? It looked like location was an issue.
Absolutely. He couldn't get his first pitch over, and so once he fell behind in the count, it seemed like every pitch, every fastball was hit. He gave up 10 hits, 10 fastballs.
Let's take a look.
Let's watch this. He won 18 games last year. They expect a lot from the Bulldog. But here he falls behind, fastball right down the middle, a little bit of movement. Kevin Kuzminoff, pow, base hit up the middle. Next batter, Nick Hundley, fastball down the middle. Fell behind in the count again. Single up the middle. Now here's Chase Headley, another young player.
Wow, that's
fastball high in the strike zone. Pretty straight, and he tees off on it.
Remember what we saw from Josh Johnson? Everything was down. Here with Lincecum, it's all up.
Exactly. Last year, his velocity was it was negligibly a little higher. But it's down this year, but everything was straight, and they hit it on the button. He's a fastball pitcher, usually throws about 2/3 of his pitches as fastballs. He's down a little bit there, but every fastball seemed to be right down the middle, straight, little movement, and the guy's teed off.
So when you rely on one predominant pitch like that, does that make location even more important?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Or you're going to have to just mix it up a little more, but it's very important, as the guys know. Get that first pitch over for a strike, whatever it is, then you can play with the batter. He was unable to do it today. Padres made hay. I can tell you that.
Who knew? Who saw that coming?
Oh, no one did.
We are officially now 1 week into the 2009 Major League season. That means it is time for the first edition of Diamond Cuts.
Jordan Schaefer, in his first Major League at-bat, has hit a home run.
Bonifacio runs. Porter's going to send him. Here's the throw. Bonifacio inside the park. 2-run home. And the ball game is over.
And that may be it for Sabathia.
Looking up, it's gone. And he just absolutely crushed it. That baby is going to fly away. Ken Griffey Jr. with his first home run on opening day again. Welcome home, Junior. Oh, he tries that one left. There he goes. First career grand slam. Albert unloads. Phillies have their first win of 2009, and what a memorable one it was. That ball is gone.
He struck him out. See ya. Home run marks the show. That'll quiet the Brewers. Take the pass, run it up and let it go. Carry on. I'm stronger than you never know. That's the deal. You get no respect. You're gonna get charged. You better watch your neck. Never give in.
A backhanded stop by Gutierrez.
Oh, what a grab by Gordon.
The first triple play of 2009.
Grand slam home run by Albert. He whacks it into Big Mac land. Just wanna be loved. Wow. Wow.
Diamond Cuts. On the other side of wow is whoa. Can the Nationals win a game? Find out how it went Sunday for the Nats. And also, Remember, that's not filthy, that's nasty. The best pitches from Sunday on the way.
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Alfonso Soriano and the National League Central favorite Cubs take on their division rivals, Ryan Braun and the Brewers. Sunday Night Baseball, Brewers-Cubs, 8 Eastern, tonight on ESPN.
Dude, who uses a body wash to get clean?
This won't increase my ability to mate.
It's gonna make the ladies want to smell me. Just put their nose and just
Finally, a body wash for grown-ups. Nivea for Men body wash has a fresh, subtle scent and is good for your skin. Works for me. Nivea for Men, what men want.
At the UPS store, we're experts in packing, taking care of your mail, and printing documents. So small business owners feel anything but small.
Hey, we do a lot more than shipping.
Took him 12 years to get the gig in this joint. Now he's been headlining for 25.
Okay, solid.
Might be time for something new.
Man, sounding pretty good. Maybe tomorrow you come in and play some with us, all right?
2, 3. So when he heard what he heard that night, he knew. For every king an heir, for every king a crown. Crown Royal. Please drink responsibly.
When Old Spice asked me to try Livewire, I was like, why Old Spice? Because it's two things. And I'm two things. That's two thingsism.
My friend's DJing at this place on...
Water Incorporated. So this is what we're up against, people. Vitamin Water 10. 10 calories per serving, packed with vitamins, and apparently everybody's loving the taste. What are you guys hearing out there?
What? I dress up in ladies' underwear and make balloon animals.
I never said that.
You on a personal call, Rick?
10 calories per serving, naturally sweetened, great taste. New Vitamin Water 10. It's one up to nature.
MLB TV Premium and ESPN are giving fans the ultimate baseball package. Get all the games live or on demand with MLB TV Premium. And the latest rumors and fantasy tools with Insider. Just $10.83 per month. Sign up at ESPN.com/MLB.
As an expert in things that are sold by the dozen, I'd like to tell you about Super Sampler. You'll get $12 worth of tickets, Powerball with Power Play, and Hot Lotto Sizzler. But you'll only pay 10 bucks. Just ask your Iowa Lottery retailer for Super Sampler and save $2. That ain't chicken feed, folks. Speaking of, time for a snack. Save my seat, will ya? Woohoo!
Quality products for your home, Menards. Make your clothes look great with Frigidaire. Right now, all Frigidaire washers and dryers are on sale. This extra large capacity front load washer is only $449. This king size capacity model is only $499. Improve your bathroom with a new Titan toilet by Elger. They're easy to install and are rated #1 in flushing performance. A round front toilet is $179. Or this tall elongated for added comfort, only $219.
Save big money at Menards.
Welcome back to Baseball Tonight, driven by Chevy.
Well, the Indians won. That leaves the Nationals as the Majors' only winless team on Easter Sunday. Rocky, where's your bunny outfit?
I wish I'd have brought it.
So do I. 2 outs, bottom 4, Matt Diaz, Scott Olsen. It's an RBI double, 1-0 Atlanta. And this would be a recurrent theme, Atlanta going for the 3-game sweep. Jeff Francoeur, the next hitter. Right field corner, Francoeur is going to end up at third. Diaz scores, and it's 2-0 against Olsen.
Last year, he swings through that pitch. He doesn't have any chance outside, but he's covering that pitch this year.
Martin Prado slaps it the other way. Braves score 3 with 2 outs in the 4th. So we go to the 5th, 2 outs again. Here's Chipper, runner on second. Left center, Omar Infante. Looks like they got him here, but Josh Bard is not on the right end of this one. Braves end up 4-3, another 2-out RBI. 8th inning we go. Adam Dunn. Buddy Carlisle is the pitcher.
All or nothing.
Nothing.
Oh.
Braves win 8-5. They get the 3-game sweep. Braves 5-1. Washington has opened with 6 straight losses. Jair Jurgens, by the way, 2-0. Phillies and Rockies. Oh, here's more bunnies, Crucky.
Love the bunnies.
Rockies up 4-1 in the second. Dexter Fowler. This is one of Peter's guys. He said, watch out for Dexter Fowler.
Chandler Park had such a great spring training for the Philadelphia Phillies. Not a very good first start.
5 runs in 3 1/3. Phillies bullpen. Chad Durbin gets Ian Stewart. Durbin 2 scoreless. Blake Condrey gets Tulapalooza. Top 8, Phil's down 5-3. Chase Utley. Manny Corpus. Turn on that thing. Utley's first ties it at 5. How about that, 8th inning?
Well, the Phillies haven't hit many home runs so far this year, so they needed that one big from Chase Utley.
Now it's up to Ryan Madsen. Gets Fowler. Splitter there. Top 9. Matt Stairs had the big home run in the NLCS, and how about this? Off Houston Street, his first makes it 7-5. To bust up a tie game in the 9th. Clutch. Now Brad Lidge has got to get it done. 1st and 2nd. Looking to close it out. Tulowitzki. Phillies bullpen, 5 2/3 of 2-hit ball on the Phillies. Win 7-5. Now that is pretty good pitching. We're going to talk a little bit more pitching now. That's nasty here with Dave Winfield and John Kruk. I'm Steve Berthume. Over 22 years and 3,000 hits. I'm going to guess the answer is mostly no. But if there's one pitcher, Dave, over the course of the career that had just one pitch that you just couldn't hit, gave you fits, who was the guy?
I faced him all the time. Phil Niekro. We'd go back and forth. It was like a love-hate relationship. One day he'd make me look absolutely silly, and the next I'd come out and kill him. So
with the knuckleball?
Oh, the knuckleball. Yeah. What can you do? You need a tennis racket for that thing.
With that big loopy swing, I bet there were some pretty extravagant misses.
Pretty ugly.
Most of them were hits, though. Here's That's Nasty. The best pitches from Sunday. Kevin Millwood. He's had a terrific start to the season, and we're seeing why here. Kean, Larish, Everett. I mean, it's just dropping out of the zone.
A lot sharper breaking ball than I've ever seen Kevin Millwood throw. He has a great fastball this year and that breaking ball. That's why he's pitching so well.
Mark Burley facing Nick Punto.
Oh, turning it over.
Almost like a great groove ball.
Yeah. Josh Beckett mixing speed. 79 to Juan Rivera here with the curveball. Then high heat to Kendry Morales. Here's the replay of the curve. Remember, that's 79. Then you got to look at this, 95.
And this is all after he came up and in on guys earlier.
Now, we talked about Josh Johnson. Crucky, here's the slider.
86 mile an hour, and you see the table just drop off into Castillo, and then, you know, David Wright right there, another slider down and away. But the key thing, location. He located well on Sunday.
Gil Mesh with the 12-6, Nick Swisher, and then Xavier Nady, the curveball outside. Those were the nastiest pitches from Easter Sunday. Due up on the program, the finest defensive plays from all over the majors on Sunday. The Easter edition of Web Gems is on the way. And at the top of the hour, Ryan Braun and the Brew Crew getting set to host Alfonso Soriano and the Cubs. It's ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Cubs and Brewers from Miller Park, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Top of the hour after Baseball Tonight.
Baseball Tonight is driven by Chevy, an American revolution.
You know what America needs? We need a comeback. So let's put on our rally caps and dig in. At Chevy, we're reinventing the ownership experience, introducing the Total Confidence Plan. Everything you need to get into your next Chevy with total confidence. Go to ChevyConfidence.com for details. Here's more good news to boost your confidence. Qualified buyers get 0% financing for 60 months on Malibu. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Now when you buy the 4 select Bridgestone tires you need, you'll receive up to a $100 Bridgestone Visa prepaid card by mail you can use to buy, well, whatever you want. For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
How does Miller Lite get all that great Pilsner taste? We add the hops not once, not twice, but 3 times during the brewing process, instead of all at once. Triple hops brewed Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
ESPN.com/Bill Simmons.
Follow it.
The Celtics.
Are NBA champions once again.
The Fighting Irish.
Come on, play again. Notre Dame
Mike
was
Golic.
really the greatest experience of my football.
Serbian table tennis sensation Biba Golic. The new ESPN.com. Follow your sports.
Racing? Sure, it's rough. And there's times it can be ugly. But anyone tells you racing ain't pretty, well, they sure ain't watching the same racing.
The NASCAR Nationwide Series at Phoenix, Friday night at 9 Eastern on ESPN2.
Jackie Robinson Moment is brought to you by Chevy, an American revolution.
Wednesday, April 15th, Major League Baseball's annual tribute to Jackie Robinson, the anniversary of Jackie's breaking baseball's color barrier in 1947.
A great American, definitely. Wish I would have met him. He changed the social fabric of our country and the way we do business, military, everything. I'm glad Major League Baseball was in the forefront of that.
Jackie Robinson's 19 steals of home, tied for 9th all-time. Your all-time leader there, Ty Cobb with 54. Ty Cobb stole home 54 times. For the record, John Kruk, none. Dave Winfield, 1. You stole home.
That's right. I stole home. I tried it another time. We don't want to talk about that one.
We'll look for that. Twins and White Sox. Mark Burley on the mound. Series finale on the south side. Top 2, Delman Young. Here it goes. His first 1-0. But then Burley gets rolling. He would retire the next 15 guys he faced after that home run in the second. And you got some swinging strikes. You got some ring 'em up, sit 'em downs. Punto, Creedy, Gomez.
Mark Burley seems like to be the type of pitcher that if you don't get him early, you're probably not going to get him in that at-bat. First or second pitch, you better do some damage, or else he's going to finesse you to death.
Jim Thome, Nick Blackburn, bottom 6-1-1. We flash back September 30th, 2008. Remember this AL Central tiebreaker?
Thome.
Yep, solo home run. White Sox won 1-0 in the playoff and got to the postseason. Well, we go back to Sunday. Here's the rematch, and again, Thome. Wow. Thome's second. Put it on the board. 6-1. Burley gets the win. Minnesota's lost 7 of 8 at USL.
The Hawk. That's the Hawk. Love the Hawk.
Rangers and Tigers. Ian Kinsler.
And it swung on and missed, but it got
doesn't make contact. Elvis Andrews gets second regardless, and then later in the at-bat, Kinsler going to try and drop one down here. That's a foul ball.
I'd swing it if I was him.
How about this?
Too good a hitter.
Oh, you are a natural hitting coach. Off Edwin Jackson, second for Kinsler.
Just someone who couldn't bunt.
8th inning belonged to Brandon Inge. How about this one off C.J. Wilson? His 4th 100th career homer. Tigers down 4-1 though. They would come back to tie it 4-4 later in the 8th, and guess what? It's Inge again. How about that with the bases loaded?
He's just so much a better hitter when he doesn't have to think about catching. He's free to just be himself when he's playing third.
And he's still a good defensive player. Top 9, Nelson Cruz. Here's Inge, the barehanded charge. Look at that play.
Closer, Peter?
He was a great closer in college.
Rangers have lost 9 straight at Comerica. The Mariners and the A's. Trevor Cahill. We were looking at a no-hitter here for a while.
We certainly were.
Can the A's pitching hang in? I mean, you hope that it does with Evelyn and all the other young guys.
I love Cahill and Anderson. I'm just not sure the other 3 are going to be able to hold up.
Look at Adrian Beltre on the shot to the gap in a scoreless 7th with 2 outs nonetheless. And uh-oh, look at this. Eric Bedard. You know, we didn't last year get the chance to see King Felix and Bedard in that rotation. Maybe we get that this year. And Ardsma's on here.
2 great starts for Bedard in his first 2.
Oh, the heroics. Not so much. Look out for the Seattle Mariners. You know what? Look at this record. 5-2. Bedard is 1-0. 3 hits in 8 1/3 after Cahill loses the no-no.
Happy household in the Berthiaume family, huh?
Well, Truckee makes life a little easier, doesn't it? Here are the finest defensive plays from all over the Major Leagues, your Easter edition of Web Gems, and here is Brandon Inge with a bare hand charge. This is a tremendous play. Is there a position he can't play?
No, he's an incredible athlete. He's not too far from the whole Smoltz Frank Cord golf level, too.
Jason Worth in the fourth, or number 4, pardon me. Sliding catch near the right field foul line. It cores. There it is. Boy, Dave, he's about your size.
Yeah, he is. Big, long, rangy kid. Good glove. Nice play.
A's needed a shortstop, so they went to get Orlando Cabrera. And watch the pick at first by the Giambino. There's Orlando Cabrera and Giambi with the pick. Pretty.
That's the one he can do, the forehand. The backhand when he struggles a little bit. But this one here, I've seen him do this a lot. He's very good at the forehand.
Royals brought in Willie Bloomquist to be a jack of all trades. He competed for the second base job. Tee and hit about 900 in the spring, so Willie's doing a little bit of everything for KC.
Looking good in that baby blue.
Former Mariner great.
That'd be Carolina blue, Dave.
Okay.
Oh, it is on this. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it definitely is.
All right.
Your number 1 Easter web gem goes to the Pirates' Jack Wilson, the diving stop, and the glove hand flip. It's the 6-4-3.
Oh, my.
Oh. You hit that ball.
I tell you what, those two guys do that a lot. Not a lot, but at least once or twice a year.
Turn a triple play as well.
Wilson and Sanchez, unbelievable.
All right, so the Indians have got to win.
Whew. I don't have to jump. I don't have to jump off the bandwagon. They're good to go. They're going to roll off about 6 in a row.
Most impressive thing you saw on Sunday?
Josh Johnson. Well, Johnson Santana. That was as good as it gets.
Dave?
Padres 5-2. Great homestand. What can I tell
Stick
you?
with the old hometown.
Can I tell you?
It never fails. Thanks for watching baseball tonight. Happy Easter to everyone out there. For Peter Gammons, John Truck, and Dave Winfield, I'm Steve Berthiaume.